In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at an update to the Legend Anthology Academy event decklist that we have been using. Of course, that is Dark Magician. We've supplemented it now with the Spellbook engine. The nice thing is you don't need very many cards, and all of them are obtained through the Structure Deck Spellbook of Prophecy. And you can only buy one copy, or you only need one copy, because you're going to play one Spellbook Magician of Prophecy, two Spellbook of Knowledge, and since this is just a super rare, you can just craft the second one that you need. You don't need to buy two copies of the Structure Deck, you can just buy the one. And then you need one copy of the ultra rare Spellbook of Secrets. All of these come in the Structure Deck, and then you probably want to throw in the Link monster that's also ultra rare, Crowley, the first Prophesier. This card just helps improve consistency of the deck. Now, the rest of the Dark Magician deck kind of remains the same. In this version, I am running Effect Veilers and DD Crows, both of which have proven to be quite good. I've cut back on one Lava Golem, cut back on one Eye of Timaeus, and maybe just some other random stuff I took out, like the Dark Magician Girl and Dark Magician like Destruction spell. I think it was called Dark Burning Magic. Cut the Infinite Impermanence, cut the Magician's Combination, and threw these cards in there instead. So, quickly going over the deck list, we got 3 Dark Magicians still, 2 DD Crow, 2 Effect Veiler, 3 Magician's Soul, 1 Spellbook Magician of Prophecy, 2 Magician's Rod, 1 DMG, 2 Lava Golem, 1 Timaeus, 2 Illusion of Chaos, 1 Dark Magic Attack, 3 Preparation of Rites, 1 Spellbook of Secrets, 1 Eye of Timaeus, 2 Spellbook of Knowledge, 1 Magician Salvation, 2 Dark Magic Circle, 2 Super Polymerization, 3 Soul Servant, 1 Secrets of Dark Magic, 2 Power Sink Stone, aka Skill Drain at Home, Eternal Soul ×2, and then the extra deck, because we are running the Super Poly, we are running Garua, and we are running Earth Golem Ad Ignister. This card just claps up Cyber decks that you might face, which is nice. 1 Starving Venom, again for the Super Poly, so you have 3 Super Poly targets. Technically, I guess even more if you play against the Mirror Match. We've got 1 Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, so we've cut this down from 2 to 1. Still playing 2 of the Dark Magicians, 1 Master of Chaos, 1 Ebon Illusion Magician, 1 Dark Arm, the Dragon of Annihilation. We've cut the other super rare Xyz monsters, 2 Imduck, because we want to be able to link off that Dark Magician, 1 Artemis to link off the Magician's Rod, and then the Crowley to help improve the consistency of potentially seeing your Spellbook engine. And then I threw this in, Daybreaker, the Shining Magical Warrior. Back in my day, Breaker the Magical Warrior was a staple card out of MFC. We always played that, so it's nice to see that Breaker is getting a small update, even though it's not that good of a card, but in this event, it's pretty nice. The nice thing about it, 2 Spellcasters, you can link off both a Dark Magician and a Magician's Rod to make this, getting them both in the graveyard so that you can trigger their effects with Eternal Soul, and a Magician's Rod to sack a Spellcaster to bring it back to hand. But this card also has a nice effect. When a Spellcaster special summon to his zone, it gets a spell counter, and it's summoned with 1 spell counter. Then if it ends up surviving, you can remove 2 of those spell counters and destroy 1 card on the field. You're mainly using this for the effect to link off, but if you get the additional effect of destroying a card on the field, hey, that's just extra, right? Then the final card is Access Code. On this account, I don't have the BLS, but I'd probably play the BLS link instead of this card, simply because it's easier to make, and because you make it with a Dark Magician, so it's a level, you use a level 7 monster, which means it gets the ability of being like untargetable, I think. If this card was linked summon using a level 7 or higher monster, your opponent cannot target it with card effects, and it cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So in this event, I don't even know if there's a way to out this card if you can't target it and you can't destroy it, because there's no like Zeus, so you can't send it. And then, you know, like these kind of cards just straight up don't work on it, because the, you know, Dark Magical Circle targets for the banish. They can technically beat over this card, but I mean, if you attack and destroy 1 monster, you make this card gain 1500 attack, and then you just have a Towers monster that's basically unoutable. I mean, I guess they could Lava Golem it. That's kind of all they can really do. So anyways, that's going to do it for the deck list. Let's get into some of these matches and see how the deck has performed. Alright, so I understand in the deck list video I didn't really explain what the Spellbook card or the engine does, so I will go over that in this match, because hey, we drew our Spellbook card in our opening hand, and we're going first, which is really, well, not rare, because this is an alt account, so, you know, Konami's not like, you're winning too much on your main, you need to lose. Anyways, yeah, so we're facing, you know, decent opponents in Platinum rank here in the event, but this card is really nice because you can just draw 2 for free. As you guys know, if you've been watching my videos, or if you just know how Dark Magician works, you want to send the Dark Magician to the graveyard, you want to send Magician's Rod to the graveyard. That's why you play kind of these like dead links, air quotes, like the Artemis to link off the Magician's Rod, or the Imduck to link off the Dark Magician. But instead of using link monsters, you can actually just use Spellbook of Knowledge and send them to the graveyard and then draw 2 cards for free. Then you have your cards in rotation in the graveyard. That's why this engine works so well in the event with Dark Magician. So off of Rod, we're going to grab Circle, or I should go back a second. You can see why this deck is improving the consistency, right? You got Preparation, which grabbed Illusion, which can grab Rod, which can grab Circle, which can, you know, get more cards from the deck. If I like what I see off Circle and I have the Spellbook card, I can go ahead and activate that, draw the cards I see off Circle after I've rearranged the deck, assuming I don't pull a card and, you know, I'm just drawing the other 2 cards. Or I can, you know, if I have a way to shuffle the deck away, if I don't like those 2 cards, I can take a chance, you know, activate Magician's Soul or Illusion of Chaos or something, shuffle the deck, and then use Spellbook of Knowledge and get 2 fresh cards. So I opted to, for some reason, draw Dark Magic Attack and Spellbook of Knowledge. My guess was I was playing for turn 3, assuming that I can survive turn 2. How ambitious of me. Anyways, we're going to go ahead now, bring that Dark Magician to field, link it off so we get it in graveyard, and go into the Imduck and pass turn. So we have 1 interruption in the DD Crow, and we have a banish off of the Circle, assuming the opponent doesn't duster us. They reveal that they're on Dino, which is quite the strong deck in the event. In my opinion, it might be the strongest deck alongside Heroes, but or maybe, you know, Dark Magician is I don't know if Dark Magician is the strongest deck, but it's definitely the most fun and most accessible. Anyways, the opponent starts off with a fairly standard play going into the Archosaur. I don't know how to pronounce the name. I never played Dinos, but I played against it a few times, so I kind of know what they want to do. So they grab the Double Evolution Pill, and I know that this card needs a Dinosaur and a non-Dinosaur in the graveyard to activate to bring out the UTC, or UCT, whatever it is, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, so UCT. Anyways, they're going to continue extending here. The Oviraptor grabbing Miscellaneousaurus, and you might say, well, Quantum, if you know what the deck does, why didn't you use Eternal Soul to banish a card with the Circle, bring it back Dark Magician, before they got the Miscellaneousaurus, which they can quick effect chain to make their dinosaur monsters unaffected? Well, I don't really care about the dinosaur monsters in the main phase, which is what this card does, right? And during your main phase, dinosaur monsters you control are unaffected by your opponent's activated effects. That's totally fine. You can go full combo. Because of the limitations in this event, I don't have to worry about like big negates necessarily. So I'm like, I'll wait for the battle phase, or I'll stop a non-dinosaur play that's going to help you get to your either your Double Evolution Pill or help you extend into something that will allow you to play through my interruption in my Dark Magical Circle. So sure enough, the opponent reveals Destrudo, and this is the dragon. This is not a dinosaur. And Destrudo will not go to graveyard when it's synchroed. It will go back into the deck, so they pay half their life points. But you know, with the Oviraptor effect now, they can destroy the Archosaur and bring out like a level 2. That's a Synchro 8, which a lot of them are legal for this event, like a Cell Synchro, Stardust Dragon, I think Scarlight or something. There's a lot of good Synchro 8s that are still legal in this event. I think a lot of the good Synchro 10s are banned, but I don't even want them to extend at all. I don't want to give them the opportunity to do that. So at this point, I go ahead and use the Eternal Soul, and the opponent is baited to use their Miscellaneousaurus. That's totally fine, because I am not going to be targeting your dinosaur monsters anyways. I am going to shuffle that Destrudo back into your deck by targeting it with the Dark Magical Circle. And you may wonder what the hell just happened there. Why didn't the Circle banish it? Because Destrudo's effect of when it leaves the field, it gets shuffled back into the deck, supersedes the effect to banish the card. The same thing happens with face-up like Floowanderee's small birds like Robina, Eaglin, etc. When they're on the field, if you get evenly matched, those cards, when you banish them, won't get banished face down. They'll get banished face up. So because they have an effect that says when they leave the field, they get banished face up, and that supersedes the evenly matched, banishing them face down. Anyways, continuing on here, we are going to DD Crow the opponent's Miscellaneousaurus so that they cannot use the effect to get an additional extension on field. So all they can do is use Oviraptor to bring out another baby, and that's about it. They're going to beat over the Imduck and leave us with a good field, because at this point I can Spellbook of Knowledge my Dark Magician away, bring it back with Eternal Soul, use the Circle now to banish their Dino, and yeah, I've got another prep that I'm going to bring another Illusion of Chaos to field. I had the Dark Magic Attack if they had any back row, and just like that, Dark Magician is able to play through the Dino combo, going first. You know, Dino is good going second because it can OTK, especially in this event, but we're able to take that matchup, and I guess on to the next one. Alright, in this matchup, our opening hand is actually quite decent, but unfortunately we are going second. Nonetheless, though, we should be able to set up a pretty strong board. The opponent reveals that they are on the Armed Dragon deck. I'm guessing it is the Loner. So they pass with double big bodies on board in the Pile Armed Dragon. We're going to start off, of course, with the prep to grab the Illusion. And I mean, it kind of sucks we drew the Spellbook of Knowledge because we were going to search it off secrets, but it's fine. We got double Spellbooks. Once per turn, though, we're going to put back one of the Magician's Souls to grab the Rod. Rod grabs Circle. And just like before, Circle's going to reveal the cards on top of the deck. We don't like what we see. Maybe it was like another Power Sync Stone or something. So we're going to go ahead and shuffle the deck before we use the effect to draw. Then you can see me use the Spellbook to send away, I think it was the Magician's Rod, and then link into the I'm Duck off the Dark Magician, getting both our cards in the graveyard. Could have also gone into the Link 2, but then if I did that, you know, I would love to showcase the Breaker. But if I did that, then I wouldn't be able to Spellbook send the Spellcaster on field. But we do have the Power Sync Stone, the Eternal Soul, the Magician's Circle in rotation now, which will banish the other Pile-Arm Dragon during the opponent's turn when we Eternal Soul it back to the field. And we've got the Effect Veiler for an interruption, and we've got additional draw on turn 3 for the Spellbook of Secrets. This is pretty much GG's because, yeah, you're going to just see the incredible rotation that we're going to be able to do. We activate Power Sync Stone right away, and the opponent just ends up scooping. Yeah, like we were going to be able to get back Magician's Rod, banish their card, extend further with Illusion of Chaos, search for another Spellbook of Knowledge to draw 2, Effect Veiler interrupt during their turns, yeah, Dark Circle banish during their turn. Like, you can just see how strong Dark Magician can be. Alright, in this final matchup, I don't think I actually got into the Spellbook engine, but let's see how the deck fares when you don't get the insanely powerful Pot of Greed Draw 2 effect off of the Spellbook of Knowledge. So we're starting off once again with double Magician's Soul. Our opening hand actually isn't that great, but the Power Sync Stone, aka Skill Drain at home, might actually put in work. So the one of Eye of Timaeus that we kept in our deck, we are able to bring out the Dark Magicians, which is draw power for us. We're going to set the Power Sync Stone and pass turn. So what's going to happen here is, you know, once we see what the opponent is on, they're on Dark Magicians, we're going to go ahead and activate Power Sync Stone because this will trigger the Dark Magicians to draw 1, which will put 1 counter on the Power Sync Stone. And then if they use Illusion of Chaos to bring Magician's Rod to hand, for example, that's going to put the 2 counters on the Sync Stone, which means that they can't use like Magician's Rod in order to search for Circle and banish my Dark Magicians playing around my effect here. So sure enough, they do. They are still able to activate effects in the hand. We're going to actually DD Crow the Dark Magician that they sent to the graveyard, meaning their Magician's Soul will not resolve to bring that Dark Magician back, but it will still get sent to graveyard, putting them on, well, I guess it's not -1 because the DD Crow is a 1-for-1. They go ahead and now summon Timaeus to crash, which is totally fine because the Dark Magician is no longer on field and the effect will not be negated by Power Sync Stone to special summon 2 spellcasters from the deck in the Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl. We don't even need Effect Veiler right now because Power Sync Stone is doing the work for us. The opponent kind of realized, yeah, I guess there's nothing I can really do. The opponent has out-resourced me and they scoop it up. That's going to do it for this video though, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed and saw the power of the Spellbook engine. For just 500 gems, buying that extra structure deck can improve the consistency of the deck, and it is very, very good. So yeah, leave a like on the video, leave a comment if you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more Master Duel videos.